Be calling you a radical, so it's Memorial Weekend kicking off, and so we're here in San Diego tide pooling. Point Loma's right over there, so it's Memorial Weekend, so we decorate and pay honor to graves, right? That's what we do. Well, there's the big graveyard now. The immigrants that died right on the other side, right up onto the Point Loma tide pools, they're so wiped out dead, but the mother, we were talking about this morning, right? Young Junior, why do you call her the lady? I says, because she's the mother. She's the mother of all life. She's a graveyard now, post Fukushima. So she's a big graveyard.
Say hello to Tijuana.
Fukushima. So Point Loma's a disaster out there. Memorial Weekend. What a view up here, huh?
That's what I don't know. I'll have to read it.
So we just came out from Point Loma. It's right there. Having trouble with some videos, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, tiring, exhausting. Been up since 4 this morning. In tide pools for 5-6 days. Oh. So, Memorial Weekend kicking off. Decorate the graves, honor, but we're so far removed from that now, right? You know, another obey consumption day. What a piece of real estate, huh? What a graveyard. Wow. Which one? The one on the hill? The one below the hill. That one. There's some nuclear subs right down there. Right there. The new graveyard. Oh, she's big. She'll dilute. Okay, okay. All this work, nothing. It's so dead, it's unbelievable. No starfish, no CNN, and no one cares. They don't think that they have any connection with the sea. Obey, consume. I've come to the conclusion that the American populace is really nothing, well, the world populace for that matter, is what? He did? Is nothing more than they're hypnotized. They're totally hypnotized. They're not even humans anymore. Totally unconscious. They're units of consumption. No conscious thinking whatsoever. Can't even see right at their feet. You know. So what did he find? So it's one of the famous writers. Was military. He's buried here.
No. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, so you're gonna surprise me with this one, huh? Huh?
And you can go on your dissertation about this guy. And I know you will.
Oh yeah.
No, it's R.L. Stein. I'm sorry that I ruined it, Peter. Yeah, it's R.L. Stein.
What are you talking about?
Found a guy named Ogden down there.
Yeah, well, that's a common name. But you know, Peter Skeen Ogden never set foot in Ogden. He was a mass murderer and killer who died in Oregon.
And they found a guy named Benjamin and another guy named Franklin. And they found another guy named Hamilton.
Well, I used to do a lot of work at his grave. It is. It's a different one, just same name, huh?
Here.
Oh, Edward Abbey, the greatest of them all. Edward Abbey.
Different guy.
Growth for the sake of growth. The ideology of cancer cells.
Sure.
He was from Pennsylvania, but, you know, I'll tell you a great story about Edward Abbey. I remember when we was young, we were kids. He was married to a girl from Kaysville who was related to what ended up being my wife when I was young and hanging around with her. She died of leukemia. It was like his 5th, 6th wife. He was at Weber State doing his work all the time. He got drunk. He was passed out by where the pond is now, and the girls all put flowers in his hair.
Oh, yeah.
And but everybody thinks that Edward Abbey was Wallace Stegner.
Uh-huh.
Wallace Stegner was the laureate that gave him the gig at Stanford.
All right.
You know, another Utah who came there, Stegner. Stegner's dad committed suicide after he killed a prostitute in Salt Lake, blah, blah, blah. But DeVoto, Stegner, Fawn McKay Brody, this whole clan. But it's not true. Stegner wasn't the laureate. Everybody thinks it is.
Right.
Another Ogdenite was.
Right.
Richard Scowcroft.
Oh, shit.
Ask your dad about him. Now, your dad, I wrote a poem about your dad.
My dad doesn't know about Scowcroft anymore.
Well, but, yeah, he would have. So your dad's the blue door,
I know
right?
about Scowcroft. I mean, he was a military guy. But...
No, that's Brent Scowcroft.
Oh, no.
I'm talking the writer, Richard Scowcroft.
Okay.
Look up his books.
Same family?
Yeah.
All right, right. Yeah.
Yep. And so Scowcroft, the Ogden, but
Now, this guy's from, I don't know where he's from, but I looked up Edward Abbey and Edward Abbey wasn't born until the 30s, I don't think. The one you talked about.
no, he sure did die in 2001.
Yeah.
Dead long before that, but he lived in Central Utah. He's from Pennsylvania, worked with the Forest Service.
His
Now,
middle
when
name was
Edward Abbey
Bert.
died, I know where he's buried. I'm one of the few people that knows where he's buried. Remember, he says, just wrap me in my sleeping bag and put me in the Sonora?
Right.
That's where he's at. His friends did it. Peacock and those guys are still alive.
Oh, yeah?
They're assholes. Well, I shouldn't say that on camera because they don't like me because they're a bunch of phony, fake activists.
There you go.
But, so, Abbey, he didn't drive Prius. He was a real one. So was DeVoto from Ogden. DeVoto called himself a conservationist. They were real environmentalists.
Right.
Those guys were the shit. Abbey was the shit. He fiercely took them on. He used to go after the panty painters like I do then. Who do you think taught me?
Right.
I mean, who do you think taught me? I love Edward Abbey.
So I thought you liked it.
He's the greatest,
I knew it
man.
was there.
Nice. So, we're out here paying homage. Right there's Point Loma Tide Pools. So,
All those great soldiers that gave us America is today.
they're all
I don't
rolling.
mean to be disrespectful.
No, but they're all rolling over in their graves. They're rolling over too.
Of course they are.
What
They were
these-
fighting for something completely different.
Than what these rats. I mean, you go up there on the top, and the monument to Cabrillo, and the monument to the conquistadors is right there for the gold. But the new cemetery. Where's the nuke
Nuclear
slabs?
reactor right there. You can see that ship right there.
Yeah,
That's
there it
submarine
is.
right down there.
Yeah, there's the nuke subs.
If that doesn't have a couple of small reactors on it, I don't know what else does.
Oh, it does.
No, we know that.
All right. So the new cemetery called the Pacific Ocean, because that's basically what it is. Just 95% collapse in the last 10 years.
Right.
None to see. And no, what kills me is the 95% class of marine biology scientists. Oh, get you this up. I was just up in Delmar. Was headed to this
Oh,
reactor.
I forgot to take a picture.
We're headed to Delmar. To San Onofre. Was headed to San Onofre, and the traffic got so backed up we couldn't make it, so we had to turn around. So we're in Delmar. We stopped to get something to eat, and I walked by, and this woman pointed at me, and I went to the bathroom. She come back. She says, "Hey." She saw that shirt. She says, "Kevin Blanche, we love your work." Scientists are mystified. They're baffled. They're stumped. They're perplexed. They're bewildered. They're curious. But the thing that kills me, Pacific Ocean crashes, life in it 95% in the past decade, and no one noticed. Walking over the dead bodies.
The scientists are paid not to tell you about
Well, they don't. I mean, it's just.
it. And half of them are like the fucking politicians. They don't know what the fuck they're doing anyway.
No, they ain't got a clue. they're not a clue. People overrate these phony academia punks. So,
Straight ahead there.
Memorial Day. The bridge is sticking out, isn't it?
Remember, we've been out on top of Mount Helix right there?
Oh, yeah.
Right at that point right there?
Yeah. Huh. So the new graveyard, where they washed up dead right into the pools, but we've been to that pool so many times, huh, Peter? They're dead. Pay $25.
Best tide pools in the world, too.
Here, hold this camera.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
I got to show you something.
I know.
Keep it going.
I got you.
So, I want to show you this, because I always update this car. I've been out there so many times. It's so dead. Remember they tried to arrest me out there?
You asked me about that a minute ago. I don't, but you know.
Yeah, they tried to arrest me out there recently. We're in the restricted area. They don't look like that, do they? We found a couple sea anemones.
Oh no.
They don't look like that.
Is
How much
the
does that
Gabriel?
cost?
That's a Gabriel.
That's
right.
Gabriel
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah,
So, hey, I found sea anemone.
It's right on that card.
Come look at it. See if it looks like the sea anemones you found today. He took pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, he worked so hard. That's what's heartbreaking. He got up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day, all week with me, and he worked so hard in those pools. You know, worked his ass off at low tide to try to find. And what did you find? Did the sea anemones look like that?
I'll show you.
He worked so hard.
My phone's dead. Dang it.
But anyway, he took pictures. He found a few sickly sea anemones is what you found.
Right.
His dad was asking him today on the phone, how many starfish did you find? He says, none. And we worked, didn't we? We worked hard, really hard.
Let me go back and try and find Hamilton.
All right. So, the new cemetery on Memorial Weekend. And we stood back and let the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate turn her into a cemetery, and no one seemed to care. Nobody fought back. At least these guys fought back. We didn't. Stay tuned.
They want to be out here with this nice view.
It's beautiful.
Nice view.